everybody, and welcome to another edition of Voice of the Voices. I'm Ansel Young, and today I'm reporting for the Ohio guys. So, today I have with me a very special guest, Beau Billingslea. How are you doing today, Beau?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. It's wonderful to be here in D.C. at Anime USA. Everybody's been very terrific, treating us very well, and it's been very enjoyable and interacting with the fans.
Awesome, awesome. So, how did you get into voice acting?
I started way back doing dubbing foreign live action films. And so whenever they wanted a general African accent, then they would call me, and I would do it, and I'd talk to somebody like that, you know. And then when anime started, a friend of mine who had gotten me involved with the dubbing of the foreign live action films called me and asked if I wanted to do it, and I said, well, it sounds like fun, you know, let me try it. And that was it. And it was that was a long time ago, but it was a lot of fun, and that's what I was doing it, you know, for is the fun. The main thrust of my career was on camera, so there was just kind of a sidelight doing this, and I had I had no idea that anime would blow up like it has. You know, it's really terrific that it has become so much a part of our culture, and the conventions are really wonderful because we have a chance to interact with their fans, you know, face to face. It's pretty cool.
Okay. So, what has it been like working in the industry for you since then?
Well, just fun. My wife says that I live my life like I'm on summer vacation, you know, which is kind of true. I'm so fortunate to have the opportunity to do what I love for a living, you know, and so much of I've done a lot of free work, but that's the nature of an actor's life, you know, that doing plays for free because it's what you love to do. And but I don't do so much of that anymore. But you know, those things you do early on in your career to keep yourself busy, as well as to hone your craft and uh, to try to get yourself known so that you can get hired and then make a living.
Okay.
So, but yeah, the business has been wonderful to me. I've been so fortunate because, you know, Hollywood is one of those towns where it can be pretty rough. And all of us relate to the successful people in Hollywood, but you don't understand that there are millions of people whose hearts are broken when they try to come and get a career going in Hollywood. So my life is, I've been so blessed in my life. I can't tell you. You know, the wonderful family and a career that has sustained itself for quite a while. To live a normal, well, sort of a normal life.
Yeah.
I guess you can't say Hollywood is a normal place, but yeah, and I found, you know, early on in your career, you're always thinking about the future, you know. And I remember I was talking to my dad, and I didn't realize that I was talking about the future, and my dad said, "Well, what about now?" And that really caused me to reflect. He said, don't forget about now. You have to prepare and work for the future, but do what you enjoy now." Because for a while I felt like I was a prisoner of Hollywood, because I was afraid to leave town for something might come up,
Right.
you know. And as I say, back in the day, you couldn't do you know, voice work remotely. You had to be here on the spot to do it. So that if I would go on vacation, then I would essentially be unavailable for work, and especially back in those days, work was very. I mean, work is always precious, but back in those days, it was really precious. I didn't want to miss a job because for financial reasons and for my, stepping up in my career. So I found myself not taking vacations and just staying here in Hollywood. And then I realized, and then it seemed like whenever I did, when I went back, because I'm from Connecticut, so if I go back home to see my mom and dad, something would always come up. Beau, are you available? Can you? I said, no, I'm not. I said, oh, I missed another job,
Right.
So, but yeah, that was a very telling conversation I had with my father, who throughout my life always gave me such terrific advice, and he would walk me through decisions to help me come to the right conclusion. But he would let me do it. He would not say, "Do this, do that." He says, "Well, let's talk about this." And he'd ask me questions, and then he'd lead me to a logical conclusion, and so. But yeah, my life, and then of course I changed that around, and then I started going and doing things. I remember I was in Connecticut, and I got a call that the Cartoon Network wanted me to do some bumpers and promos, and I said, "Oh no, I can't do it." My agent says, "Not to worry, we'll get a studio for you in New York, and you record them there." I said, "Oh, that's right. This is the new age. I can do that. I don't have to be in Hollywood or in Atlanta to, So, yeah, that's really cool. And now auditions too. You can do auditions remotely, so you don't have to be in the studio or in town. So that gives at least the voice actors more flexibility, and on camera too, because on camera people are sending in their own videos of their auditions if they're not available to go to the studio to audition. So even on camera is taken over they can enjoy some of the benefits of modern technology, so that we don't have to be. We can live a life. Normal people, they work, they go on a vacation, they cleanse their soul, and they come back and they get back to work. But we have a tendency to, of course, we call it work, but it's so much fun that I don't think anybody ever really retires from Hollywood, from show business, because it's so much fun doing what we do. And sometimes I guess Hollywood can retire you if as you get older, and you might not, Hollywood might not have as much of a need for you as it did years ago. But I guess that's my being in the business is still thrilling to me. It really is still thrilling to me.
Okay. Just a couple show questions here for you. What was it like working on Cowboy Bebop?
Pretty fantastic. The Mary Elizabeth is a wonderful director, and that was her first show that she directed, which is astonishing, because she obviously did a wonderful job, and it was her first directing gig, and she definitely hit a home run on that, and I didn't know that it was her first gig, which is also pretty astounding. She was so self-confident and assertive, and having a solid idea of what she wanted. I remember the first day in recording Cowboy Bebop, we were trying to decide what voice to use for Jet, and at one point I was playing around with a kind of a Western Southern twang, talking like and she said, maybe not. I said, okay, all right. So we flew around with some voices, and she says, you know what? Why don't we just use your voice? Just use your voice, and I think that'll do it. Because I was taking, I didn't know the project that well.
Right.
So, and when it said Cowboy, I was thinking, okay, Cowboy, and that's where my mind was, and then I didn't realize it really didn't have anything to do with cowboys and cows and horses. So, and but she made a terrific decision in concluding that we would use my voice as Jet, and but it was an astonishing experience, and unfortunately, it took a while before all four of us had interactions. You know, because when you're doing uh, dubs, you know you're in the booth alone, and so you know we would communicate a little bit, make notes in the script, but we didn't know each other that well. So, um, but as time passed, we got to know each other, and then it became even more of a fantastic experience because everybody is so terrific and so supportive and caring and good human beings. So we've become a family, and we just have so much. It's so enjoyable to be together, and especially at conventions when we all come together at the same time. We have so much fun, and we'll reminisce about things that happened. You know, little notes that were passed in the script, and um, it it's been a very fulfilling experience to be part of Cowboy Bebop, and I'm very thankful that it came to pass that I was asked to do it.
Another show you worked on, Tiger and Bunny. What was it like working on that show?
Oh, very fun because you know at Studiopolis, um, we you know we do a lot of work there, and it was an interesting show. I was kind of a I was a mentor, and um, Ben is he's a mentor, and not the typical character that I would voice, that I've become known to voice, of the big athletic, aggressive military types, and so I enjoyed voicing him, and but he was a mentor, which is in many ways that's been another hat that I've worn in life with my children, of course, and with helping students and that I've worked with in the acting world, and to try to usher them along in their careers. So Tiger and Bunny was that element of my personality and of my existence came to bear on the character, and it was very enjoyable. As I say, different for me, but very enjoyable.
Awesome. So, if you could be any of the characters you've played in real life, who would it be? And feel free to mix and match, like some characteristics over a couple characters.
Okay. Well, obviously, Jet would be fun. Um Raikage from Naruto would be would be fun. He doesn't have quite the breadth of let's see experience, I guess, that Jet has, because Jet was written with I think more vulnerability than Raikage, and of course Naruto is a fantastical show with you know with magic, whereas Cowboy Bebop doesn't necessarily have that element to it.
Right.
So um, I would think it would be interesting to kind of meld Raikage and Jet together to see what we came up with. You know, we got a character, but yeah, I enjoy doing Raikage a lot, and the beauty of that is that he continues. You know, we've been doing Naruto for many years, and it seems like it has a good life. I wish Watanabe would bring Cowboy Bebop back to life. That would be great fun.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
great fun to do that again and get back on the Bebop and start bringing down the bad guys.
Right. Okay. Now, is there anything that you've recently worked on that you'd like to talk about or can talk about? You know, there's a lot of NDAs and stuff like that. So if you can't talk about some, don't.
Okay. I mean, everything is so secretive. I was informed. I was able to say that I voice. I'm in Mafia 3.
Okay.
So that is coming, and it's down like all of the others. So it's going to be fun, and I urge the gamers out there to to enjoy that. Try to think what I can talk about. Can't talk about that. Everything is so secretive. I guess for good reason, to keep if you have a project, to keep it under wraps, because the video games, it takes them, it takes years to do those things, and the last thing you want is some of your secret stuff to leak out, and to have somebody else do it or steal the idea, or just to wear away the element of surprise and mystery about a project. I just did a little short called Laughing Man. It was on camera, and I'm not going to tell you too many details about that, but it's lots of fun. I think everybody's going to enjoy it. It's not a character I normally play, but that's one of the fun elements about it.
Cool.
It's called Laughing Man. Can't talk about that. All I can say is that the things are coming.
Awesome. We look forward to seeing them.
All right.
And lastly, do you have any Facebook, Twitter, or any kind of social media that fans can follow you on?
Well, Facebook, I don't tweet, and my manager was saying, you need to tweet. I said, I know I should, but this and that and this and that. And my wife's saying, you should tweet, so
Yeah.
I'm getting lots of pressure, so I guess maybe I will. But I don't know how people will be interested in me. Say, I'm going to the supermarket now, and, I'm going to get some gluten-free crackers. But Facebook, yeah. Hit me up on Facebook, y'all.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us today, Beau. It was a pleasure. I'm Ansel.
I'm Beau Billingslea, and thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you around.
We're the Ohio guys. We'll see you next time.